Let's start again. Invocation. This is on November 7th, 1932. From out the great silence, O thou luminous brother, we welcome thee and thy ministry unto America. And as thou hast put forth the opening wedge this day, so shalt thou under this radiation become aware of thy presence. O thou great light that illumines all earthly minds, making them aware of the one eternal presence, the one intelligence governing all the activity that I am individualized everywhere. So they are praising the universal creator. We give praise and thanks that there is but one intelligence governing everywhere, and the duty of the student always, no matter what the appearance, is to accept only this fact, and that he becomes a radiant channel to pour out this truth like a gushing stream, pouring itself forth to the great oceans of life. So every time we have to remember that there is a great universal creator and he has individualized himself in all of us, and he is the only power, the only intelligence. And each time we have to only remember about him. By the power which I am and the accumulated wisdom and energy of the centuries, I project forth into the minds of humanity this day that intelligent activity which will guide them all aright, is guide them to the right path and control them to act accordingly. So these people are in a retreat, and that is where the flows are coming from Saint Germain. Saint, so now he's saying, by the I am, the universal I am, the great one, I command this power to act in all mankind. What power? That they are always understanding that the universal creator is the only one, and he has individualized himself into different forms, in all forms. Okay? I bring you greetings from the great host and the great master Himalaya. So there's another host also over here, who's the great master Himalaya. The master Himalaya. Now, Master Himalaya is talking. This is the first time that the presence of the luminous brother has been brought to the knowledge of the outer world. It is he from whom the Himalayan mountains received their name. Thus, ever since these have been raised into prominence, have they been sacred, unchanging, stream of life, held unwavering. Hence, those souls who came in within their embrace were caught up and lifted into luminous radiant form, where they have long sent forth their rays of activity to heal and bless mankind. So here they are talking of this master Himalaya, which they say has come straight from the central sun. Master Himalaya was not physically born. He came straight from the central sun. And his light is being shared in the retreat, and he has given a presence after a very long time, and he's sending his light here. Now, further reading. As the destiny and the name of Himalaya mountain has come actually from him. As the destiny of India and America are entwined as two vines encircling the tree of life, so again this day has the radiant help come forth to try and blend in the harmony of the minds of America, that its progress proceed unhampered and uninterrupted. So what has happened is those souls who take birth in America once, they take birth in India the second birth. So like an alternate birth. Once they take in America, once they take in India. Once they take in America, once they take in India. Today there are in America thousands who have been reborn from India, and there are being reborn in India thousands from America, each to bring its interblending, balancing process required in both sections of the earth. So India being very spiritual and America being very scientific. So to bring a blend, they are giving one birth here and one birth there to each soul. This great being means the mountain, the Master Himalaya. The Master Himalaya, this great being who has been introduced to you, has, after many centuries in the great silence, again stepped forth to exert that conscious blending process of spirit and manifestation. So now, after being silent for many, many ages, has again come into action to bring this blending of what? Spirituality and science, blending of America and India, the souls from here to there, intermingling both of them. Blending process of spirit and manifestation. To hold forth the chalice and his heart may be filled with liquid fire of spirit, pouring forth in the hearts of mankind, creating that fullness of desire within them for greater and greater light, looking to and depending upon the one great source of light. I am God in action everywhere. So, what is he doing from his to hold forth the chalice? Means chalice is like a cup, right? That its heart may be filled with the liquid fire of spirit. So, the fire of God, the spirit, the higher spirit. So, he's pouring those blessings in the hearts of those who are there in that retreat, so that there's always a hunger and always wanting to strive in the direction where to see that one great source of light. So that hunger, if that is there, that I want God only, that which that passion, if it's there in you, then you strive in that direction all the time. So that is what he's pouring in the hearts of this people. The entrance of this great presence again into the activity of mankind will spread like a thread of light through all the activity of America and expand its luminous presence like a mantle of softly falling golden snow. Mantle means like a shawl, when you softly cover something with a shawl. So, what he's saying that his great presence and all his activity of spreading the light in mankind. So it will like gently, it will enfold everybody and cover everybody in his gentle, like a golden snow. It will gently cover everybody with his shawl. That is what enfold everybody in there, in his shawl, or in his covering. He'll cover everybody, envelop everybody. It will be absorbed by the minds of humanity, the majority being entirely unaware, although there will be some who will sense the inner penetrating presence. So most of the humanity are unaware, right? They are like programmed beings. They are unaware. But even in their minds and hearts, this is seeping, the thirst to look into for that one creator. That thirst. So it will be absorbed by the minds of humanity, the majority being entirely unaware, although there will be some who will sense the inner penetrating presence. So some will literally feel something, some presence has entered because that radiation which is strongly sent. So this is talking about 1932 November. If those under this radiation continue their present harmonious, beautiful progress, it will be possible shortly to bring to their attention certain activities of the nerve fluids which will hasten their mastery over the outer forms. So for those who are constantly being in harmony and balanced from inside, and having patience and presence and poise and not being shaken by anybody, those people will somewhere find out that their nerve fluid has somewhere changed in such a way that which is enabling them to bring mastery over the outer self. And the outer self can now manifest very fast everything. There's a mastery over all outer objects also because of the change in the nerve fluid. I shall be surprised if your students do not feel the strength, if they do not feel the presence of the great being today, as Saint Germain taught me. Even as I speak, his rays go out to them, touching the heart of each one. And I feel their thrill of joy, they not knowing just what it means. So those persons may not know what it means, but The ray from the Himalaya master was going to every heart and touching each heart who are present over there in that retreat. Watch carefully, each of you and your students, to be on guard, to reverse all negative conditions that appear to the senses. On the lesser things for practice, if the sense reports you cold, reverse your consciousness and assert your warmth. If the sense reports too much heat, reverse it with a sense of perfect normal coolness. If the senses report you ecstatic joy over a certain enlightenment, say peace be still and assert your calm poise and assurance. The ideal in all sense report is to move in the middle way, the balance, always asserting the calm mastery of control which I am. So what they are saying with this vibration which we get, it could be that we could be in one more, like we might feel more cold, or we might feel more hot, or we might feel very what is it, ecstatic. So we could feel extremes in any direction, but the best way is to reverse whatever condition is within us and say, no, we have to now feel, instead of heat we have to come to cold, or instead of lot of feeling lot of cold we must bring ourselves into heat by balancing. So how can you get to that state? By looking into your breath, by doing the balancing breath. If we do that, then maybe, we can regulate the temperature in our body. Also, if we are feeling too joyous or too, then you have to come to a calm, a poise, a calmness. Because when you are on the middle part, when you are calm, there is mastery over control whatever is happening. You have a mastery only when you are calm and grounded. This will enable the establishing, and when you are calm and grounded, and when you're on the middle way of no extremes, this will enable the establishing of a steady flowing stream of creative ideas and energy from the heart of the great central sun, from out which has come the great being, the Master Himalaya. So this will help us to absorb all the stream of new ideas coming from the heart of the great central sun, from where Master Himalaya has also come forth. Okay. So any questions till now? Anybody has anything which they don't understand? All they are saying is that when you are receiving such high light and all, it's always nice to be grounded, poised, calm, because the more calm, grounded, poised you are, you can then start receiving many ideas coming from the central sun. This will enable you to receive and use immensely more of that radiant energy which he pours forth. So if somebody is pouring energy to you, or if somebody is giving you anything, if your hands are extended and you can hold it, you can receive it. Now, suppose if somebody is pouring like so much energy as like Niagara Falls, and if your cup of holding the energy is this teenu small, will you be able to hold that immense blessings which we are getting? No. But if you are grounded, then your heart chakra opens. Your heart chakra is absolutely the vessel for you to receive everything in life. So it's important to have a very huge heart chakra, and to have a very huge heart chakra to be entangled in any emotional nonsense of, you know, crying and throwing fits of anger and all these things, the negative emotions, does not allow your heart. The heart chakra closes at that time. And then whatever is given to you, you will not receive. So it's very, very important that we receive what is being given to you. And therefore, it's very, very important that you are always on guard, that nothing allows you to close your heart so that you can receive the radiance which is being sent forth by this great master Himalaya. So it was at that point of time that was happening. But over here also, And on certain days, we receive such huge energies and so much blessings from the higher beings of love and light, which they consistently are now sending on Mother Earth. So we have to be always open to receive and sustain these blessings. This will enable you to receive and use immensely more of the radiant energy which he pours forth. The reason for drawing your conscious attention to him has been that if you understand what it means, you may receive without limit his energy, besides what you draw forth by your own conscious effort. So each one of us is making a conscious effort to take energy. But if you know that somebody is really giving you that energy, such as suppose that attention on that in that retreat, Saint German drew that there is a master Himalaya here who's sending you energy. So if you put your attention to him, Master Himalaya, then you are trying to draw some energy, but you will receive much more if you just focus your attention on him. That is what they are saying. The student must at all times understand that the master do not come to them of the student's choice. So like I cannot decide, no, I want this master or that master. I cannot decide that. But that they have been chosen to receive the radiation. So if a master chooses you, the master, if you are chosen by the master, okay, this is what you are going to receive. But they have been chosen to receive the radiation, a privilege for which words are entirely inadequate to convey the true meaning that can truly only be felt or visioned. So when we really receive the radiation, we will actually know what the radiation is like. Only when you receive it, you know how it feels, how what the vision we get, what visions we get. Just now, Percy, we had gone to this Krishna Das's concert. What do you think was happening over there? He was sending powerful radiation. He was sending powerful radiation. And those who were not focused on him were not receiving. Those who were doing that video and all that were not receiving. And those who were just focusing on him and the songs were getting immense powerful radiation. He created over there in the hall Krishna live. Krishna was live there. When he sang Durga Ma's song, she was live there. Itna uska power was there, so much powerful radiation he was sending. And why? Because his guru, Neem Karoli Baba, has given him this radiation so much. So he is in tune with Neem Karoli Baba, who must be just like this master Himalaya, and he was a channel. He was true when he's singing. So many of us received radiation. It was so beautiful. It was really very beautiful. So too, when you receive radiation, and if you really receive it, your heart really holds it, you really receive it. That is the time you can realize what it is really. I cannot explain to you what it meant to hold that feeling if you have not received it. So the students must at all times understand that the master do not come to them of the student's choice, but they have been chosen to receive the radiance, a privilege for which words are entirely inadequate, to convey the true meaning that can truly only be felt on vision. Means when you receive the radiation, only through vision or through feeling can you experience all this. By my telling, nobody can experience it. Again, they should understand that the master's province is not to assume their responsibility by solving their problems for them, but to convey intelligent understanding which they may apply in their own lives to solve their own problems. So generally people come and ask Yeah, and even they come to me also so many times. They ask, "Mera ye hua," they want their problems to be solved. The master in your life is not there to solve your problem. The master in your life is only to give you intelligence, insights, strength, so that you become capable to solve the problem. If the master is continuously going to solve your problems for you, the master is only making you very weak. We can guide you in a certain way and give you the strength, the inner strength, and everything. But the student needs to go through that and resolve their own problems. If a master keeps on resolving the problems of the student, the master is only making the student weak in strength. So, again, they should understand that the master. So, one thing is certain, that when you are ready, the master will make a choice. This student is ready, and the master will come in front of him or her. Linda Goodman, all of you have read Linda Goodman, heard of her, Linda Goodman. She is very good in astrology and
Yes.
numerology,
Sir.
all that. One of her books, she's written that one early morning, one man arrived at his door or in his room and gave him so much of gyan. And then he left something for her and went away. And suddenly he disappeared, like into the thin air. And she thought, if it was my illusion, he had left something tangible there in the room. So that thing was there, which said it was not an illusion. But how he came inside his room and how he left in a poof, she doesn't know. But that is how masters come. That is how masters will come anytime. If they feel you're ready, they just come, they'll give you and go up. But yeah, they just appear. So they choose what they want to give you, whom they want to give the radiance. They will choose. And if you can hold that radiance with the poise and calm, you will get everything. Then they are further saying that again, they mean students should understand that the master's province is not to assume their responsibility by solving their problems for them. Sometimes students ask, should I do this or should I do that? You take the responsibility and you take the decision. Mostly people want you to guide them so that they can blame you. That's not the role of the master in your life. Master's promise is not to assume their responsibility by solving their problems for them, but to convey intelligent understanding which they may apply in their own lives to solve their own problems. Thus, they gain the needed strength, courage, and confidence to continue to reach up step by step, gaining their own conscious mastery over the outer self and the outer world. So, by giving them the understanding, the intelligence, we are helping them to move forward step by step so that they have a mastery, a conscious mastery over their outer selves and the world outside. Always at certain points of growth, means as we expand and grow, we hear students call out many times with great sincerity, "Great Master, help us to solve our problems." For encouragement and strength, I wish to say that far more than one has any concept is the radiating presence of the Masters pouring out strength, courage, confidence, and light, which in most instances the students are quite unaware of in the outer sense consciousness. So actually, they are constantly pouring to us all the light, all the confidence, all the inner strength. They're consciously pouring. But we are so focused on the problem instead of receiving the light that we are praying, "God help me, God help me." But if we were to instead just focus on the light within and the radiance which is poured, we would hold that radiance, which would give us the inner strength and inner intelligence. So if we are conscious of that, there is only one way in which anyone with wisdom can be of permanent help, and that is to consciously instruct his brother or sister in the simple laws by which one may wield the scepter, gain the victory, and attain to full dominion over the outer self and his world. So all we need to help, if we really want to help any other human being, instead of giving anything else, just give them that gyan, that wisdom, that you have the power within yourself. The God is within you. All you need to do is change your focus from outside to inside and focus your keep a focus on your inner God, your divine spark, your highest consciousness, which is the mediator between the divine spark and you, the incarnate itself. So if that is what we teach, then that person, once that person is constantly lodged in that higher divine spark, he or she can manifest anything with the scepter. Scepter means that staff which sort of gives you the power. He or she can really manifest anything in life. So whatever your problem is, release all your negative feelings. Turn your focus not on the problem, but on the divine spark, and gain that inner strength and direction. And ask them for direct and think what is the direction they are giving, and they will give you that direction. You will not know or where you're walking, what you're doing, but they will guide you completely. There have been times like that in your life. I remember once there was so much heavy rain, and my mama and daddy were living in a waterlogged area. So that is Grant Road, where Naujivan Society is. That area is fully waterlogged, and they were staying in the Gilder Lane at that time. And they called and they said they had no food because they were getting dabba from outside, the food tiffin service. And the tiffin service person said he cannot come. So they had no food at home. And I remember I'm short and water for me would come like right up to here. For others it would be near the waist, but for me it would be here. And over in that area, there are so many manholes and everything. Yet I had taken food in that heavy rains like that, and I just was chanting Om Namah Shivaya. My focus was not on the floor. My focus was only on God at that time. And I did not fall in any trap or rats or nothing. I just smoothly waded across that steep waterlogged waters and reached home and gave them food. So it is your focus which is most important, which will help you through. If you have your focus is consistently up, nothing will happen. So there is only one way in which anyone with wisdom can be of permanent help. So if you want to permanently help another, all you have to do is, and that is to consciously instruct his brother or sister in the simple laws by which one may wield the scepter. Wield means use, no? We take the power of it. Wield the scepter, gain the victory, and attain the full dominion over the outer self and his world. So this is the only way we can resolve all problems. We can gain full dominion of your own world and the outer self. To do the thing that the student requires in solving his problem would not only retard his progress but weaken him immensely. So when we keep on solving problems for others, what are we doing? We are just weakening them. We are not allowing them to use their own inner strength. Only by asserting one's conscious strength, winning victories, and thereby attaining confidence, which comes in no other way, does the student enter into the fullness of his own powers. So, powers come milta hai when you teach them this way, and when they use this way, they get more confidence that it is working out. Oh, I this happened and the victory happened. Oh, now I'm very very confident. So this confidence in that student builds up, and that is how the student feels more powerful. With the powerful, masterful use of the consciousness of the I am presence, the student goes forward with absolutely no uncertainty to his goal of victory. So then, whatever the goal, whatever the problem, whatever is there in that life, once they are powerful, they have mastered the consciousness of the I am presence. They are in one with the I am consciousness, they're full of I am consciousness, then any goals can be achieved in life. The reason we have not and do not say more to the student concerning the assistance that we may be giving is to prevent his leaning upon an outside source. So they are not telling the students that they are sending radiation to them, and that is why they are feeling confident. So that if when they come to know that they are getting this, then they all the time want it, and then they may say, okay, from outside also, if they are getting help, they'll get it. To say or do that which would cause the student to lean upon us. So if the student will then consistently want more and more, because he knows of our presence would be the greatest mistake. So like every time I tell my students also, and I don't want to be a crutch in your life. You learn this and you go ahead in life. I don't want to be a permanent crutch in your life. So that is the way every master should be with their students. But that, yeah. So that is why we could make, but the student need never fear, and he should know that every assistance possible is always given according to the point of attainment he has reached. So the student, they will not reveal that we are giving you help in form of this radiance, but all students, and it's not just for people who are in retreat, but all students are given the radiance. ये बहुत important है, that he should know that every assistance possible is always given according to the point of attainment he has reached. What attainment? Point of what attainment? Point of the soul standing, or what he deserves. The grace that student deserves. He is given that much help is always given. The I am presence, the host of ascended masters, the ascended Jesus Christ, are one and the same thing. So the I am presence is us. The I am presence, which is in us, all of us, individual I am is there in all of us, right? None is there who doesn't have the individual I am. So the I am presence is created by whom? The universal creator, the host of ascended masters. All who have already made the ascended, they have also been created by the universal creator. The ascended Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus Christ has also been created by the ascended, by the universal creator, correct? And therefore, any other Jathustra or any other saint or any other god is also being created by the universal creator, and therefore are one and the same thing. Therefore, they are one and the same thing. Your own I am presence and Jesus Christ are one. Your own I am presence and Shiva are one. Your own I am presence and Durga Ma are one. Your own I am presence and whichever God you choose to name are one. So once you recognize through the recognition and use of the I am presence, therefore, when you are using the I am presence, I tell you, you can positively bring forth any quality you wish into the outer conscious manifestation if you will but do it. So suppose if a person is getting angry all the time, very fast, but he wants the quality of calmness. So from your own I am presence, you can get that calmness by asking for calmness, meditating on your I am calmness. You will get that in the out. If you are any negative quality, whatever you have, some people have blockage with computers. And to remove that blockage and become an expert at computers through your own I am presence, you can get this quality in your outer self. You are getting this point? So there's no need for any one of us to limit ourselves. इतना समझ में आया सबको? Did you all understand this? Richa, Tejal, Salima, Sangeeta,
Yes, Master.
and Percy has given me a thumbs up.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
all of you understand that your I am has been created by Universal Creator. Jesus Christ has been created. Any ascended master, any God you are praying to, Mahavir, Bhagwan, Bolo, Allah, Bolo, Zarathustra, whoever we are praying to, are all Guru Nanak Ji Bolo. Anybody is being created by the Universal Creator. Therefore, all our I ams are same, and they have only thing is they are in oneness with the I am. And if we also have connect with our I am, we are in oneness with that I am. And with that I am presence, we can bring any quality we want in our outer self. Correct? So nicely explained. I tell you, you can positively bring forth any quality you wish into the outer conscious manifestation if you will, but do it. So you have to do it over here. And this has been put in italics for you to understand the emphasis of it. The need of everyone is to keep reminding the outer consciousness that when one says, I am, this is this, or I am that, he is getting God in action, which is his life individualized, the life of the universe, and the energy of the universe, the intelligence at the heart of the universe, governing all. So only thing we need to be very aware and conscious of is when you're using the word I am, we are using the same power which is governing the universe. We are using the same power which is God in action. We are using the same power which is the intelligence at the heart of the universe. So you should understand the enormity of that power when we are using it, and use it wisely and speak wisely. It is necessary, it is vital to keep the outer reminded of this fact. With this consciousness, the joyous enthusiasm of the student should increase continuously. So with this consciousness that yes, I can manifest anything in life with the power of I am, we can be all the time so enthusiastic and very joyous. There should at no time be a pall in the joy of its use. Pall, pall in the joy means the pall is like a covering on the coffin. So we are putting a pall in the joy, means on the joy you are covering it with that coffin cover by crying and unnecessarily, having emotional imbalances. So there should be at no time be a fall in the joy of its use, because it is positively the road to full mastery. So if you want full mastery, come out of your emotional imbalances and completely focused on your I am, who is as powerful, because the same I am is the universal creator. The same I am you have. The students must become firmly aware that he or she is the conscious controlling power in his life, in his world, and that he can fill it with any quality that is needed or that he may choose. So if you want any quality to come in your life, You have to be in conscious controlling power in his life. Means your consciousness should be so large that you have so much power in your life that you can bring in anything in your life, any quality. The students who have intermittent physical disturbance in the body should take the consciousness often. I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body, and should, in connection with this, feel themselves as often as they can, breathing in that rhythmic breath. So, what happens is when what they're saying, the students who have intermittent physical disturbances in the body should take the consciousness often. So, what they are saying is this, that when intermittent is in between, when we get this, we cry a lot, or we shout a lot, or we swear a lot. When we These are all intermittent disturbance in your body. Why is there a disturbance? Because whenever you are in the extreme emotional imbalance, it impacts your breath. Correct? You see, how many of you have gone to Vipassana over here? In Vipassana, we get to witness that when you are angry, your breath rate goes fast. When you're calm, your breath is very tiny and sweet. So what they are saying is go back to rhythmic breathing. What is rhythmic breathing? Breathing is just like breathing like a baby. When you are upset or anything, what you must do is consciously go back to your breath, meaning when you breathe in gently and your stomach should come out, you should put your hands on your stomach. If all of you want to do this exercise, do it please. What is rhythmic breathing? Rhythmic breathing is when you breathe in, your stomach bloats like a balloon, and then when you're breathing out, the stomach goes in. And it has to be done like a gentle, like how a baby breathes, and continuously without any pause. Without any pause. Like gender, sometimes we take a pause, now breathe in 6 counts, 3 counts, pause, breathe out 6 counts. Not like that. Continuous breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. So it is known as rhythmic or cyclic breathing. This is known as. Okay, where there's no pause taken. So when you gently breathe in with ease, with the momentum of your own breath, when you gently breathe in, gently breathe out, gently breathe in, gently breathe out, then this imbalance will go away. And you have to do that consciously and again focus again back on your I am. Which is when your focus on the I am goes away and your focus is somewhere else, that you are raging and ranting and crying and throwing tantrums or feeling very sad and depressed and anxiety. All these qualities only come when your focus on the I am goes away. So the students who have intermittent is occurring at regular intervals, physical disturbances in the body should take the consciousness often. I am, so they must say this. They must put that on breathing and they must say, I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body. What must they say? I am. ये बहुत important है. I want Salima to take note of this, and many others who, Farooq Mystery also, please take note of this, and all those who have extreme levels of anger and who get very angry or upset, please take note of this. I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body. What must you say, all of you? Let us all repeat. I am I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body. Page will open. All of you say one by one this sentence. I want each one of you to open up and say this. I know all of you are having anger issues. So all of you say,
I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body.
and this you should keep on doing, and then and should, in connection with this, feel themselves as often as they can breathing in that rhythmic breath. So then you must do the rhythmic breath. So Rita, say, open your thing and say, I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body.
Perfectly controlled.
Breath of my
I
body.
am the perfectly controlled breath of my
My
body.
body. Possible. I am the
I
perfectly
am the
controlled
perfectly controlled breath of
breath of
my
my
body.
body. Salima bolo. Richa,
I
bolo.
am the control. I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body. Thank you.
Yes. And the perfect. And ye bolte rehne ka. And whenever you are upset, you must say this. I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body. And Farok Mystery, Sangeeta.
I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body.
Thank you, Richa. Farok Mystery. Sangeeta, thank you. Farok Mystery, thank you.
And perfect control breath of my body.
Okay, good. Okay, wonderful. So all of you have said it. So, okay, wonderful. And should in connection. So after saying this, so remember this, write it down in your heart, mind, everywhere. I am the perfectly controlled breath of my body. That is very, very important. Once you have said this in your heart and mind, and then you do this breathing in that rhythmic breath. This will bring about a certain balance of breathing, which is immensely helpful in the control of the thoughts. Okay. Sincere students should, whenever possible, avoid listening to things that are disturbing. For in doing this, they often let in unknowingly elements they do not desire. What are elements? Elements are like they're very like characteristics of an abstract. So basically, we don't know that when we think, we project thought forms. See, this is very important, and this is very like I'm teaching you a part of healing. We have only 10 minutes, but I'll still teach you. When we consistently think of something negative happening, see, first of all, when you think a thought, the thought takes a form in the ether. It takes a form in the ether. Now, if you're thinking of the same thought again and again and again and again, it is forming. It's forming in the ether. And it's also forming in your behind in your solar plexus. So suppose if you are thinking, I want to murder this person, I want to murder this person, I want to murder. So that evil, actually that if you are doing healing, you will see with your third eye that those sort of thought forms, they literally had two horns, one small tail, and like teeth like that. Those thought forms are formed like that, and they stick behind your solar plexus. Behind your solar plexus there is a screen. There is like how you have this tea strainer. There's like that. There is like a strainer, like a jali over there. Jali na suke English ma. Percy? Net,
Strainer.
like a net is there behind it. And it's like a tea strainer. Now, what happens? The energy which we are taking, or Percy dropped out by mistake. The energy which we are breathing in and breathing out, the prana which we are doing, when we are breathing in, the prana is taken by the body to heal, and whatever negativity is thrown out when you are breathing out, and the chakra is breathing in, breathing out, turning anti-clockwise, clockwise. But if that net is fully clocked by your negative thought elementals, what happens is the 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 net tears. So I'll repeat for Percy because his network problem. When you are consistently having these thought forms which are negative, these negative thought forms can stick on the net or the web. It's called the web. It's not called the net. It's the web. Sticks on the web behind the chakra. Okay. Now the webs are clear, then whatever negative it is outside goes inside energy, and whatever good energy comes inside, that is how it's the function of the chakra. When it goes anti-clockwise, whatever inside which is negative goes outside. And when it goes, the chakra goes clockwise, whatever prana energy it can take, takes inside. And that is absorbed to that relevant part of your body. Now, if that due because of consistent negative thoughts, when this web is blocked, and then that web is getting filled and filled and filled with that negative thought. Those elementals are all in your web, and there is a crack in your web. And if that there is a crack in your web, then any outer negative soul can enter your body because there's a crack in your web. So be very mindful if you're thinking of negative thoughts consistently in any direction. Be very mindful. I'm not putting fear in your minds. I'm just sharing the knowledge which I have. So please be very wary of what you're thinking because no thought goes rent free in your mind. Remember this. Always, if there's a negative thought, sorry, God, transform it into positive. Run immediately. So you all get this point, all of you. This you've understood
Yes, Master.
how elementals stick. Once I was seeing a very exciting, who was starring, Anil Kapoor was starring many years, 20, 25 years back. One serial had come, but English serial, where Anil Kapoor was starring. And it was like I would sit on the edge of my chair and watch like this, that serial. And then after many days, I checked my chakras, and in my chakras, I found there were so many angry elementals. And I'm thinking, I am not angry at anybody. Nothing has happened. Why there's so much anger in my chakra? Where has the anger come from? And it all came from all that violence thing which I was seeing all the time, ding, 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 with so much engrossed, so much with so much feeling in it. I got so attached. All the elementals had come into me. So be very, very wary of what you are seeing also, and with how much you are getting attached to it. Because somewhere the elementals will go inside, and then some point you will just react because they will influence you, and you will emote in that same way. So what you are seeing is very important. All of you get this point, what I'm trying to tell you? Of
Yes,
course,
Master.
each
I can just share something more on that.
You want to
That
share or you want me to share?
I'll just share something.
Share.
The impact. See, what happens is uh, when you listen to something, number one, okay, and you see it. So 2, 3 of our senses are together. So the visual, why they say that the visual impact is greater? Because more senses are involved in that.
Correct.
Therefore, cinema or media creates such a big impact on you.
Correct.
So watching these teleserials or this, it has an impact. In fact, I have stopped seeing television.
So this very important statement is there here. Let me finish this and we'll end it over here. Where they cannot with discretion avoid listening to things of this kind, they should use the following. So suppose we are in midst of people who are living with people who are very negative all the time and talking to you about all negative things possible under the earth, then all you have to say is one more sentence. I am the presence on guard here. So I am the presence on guard here and consume instantly everything that seeks to disturb. Means what? Consumes me, eats everything that seeks to disturb. Consumes me, finishes off. Doesn't allow. Consumes means, they say fire consumes and burns it off. So here it consumes means burns it off. I am the presence of on guard here and consumes instantly everything that seeks to disturb. Consumes everything that seeks to disturb. Or you can even say, I am the presence on guard here and transmutes instantly everything that seeks to disturb. Transmute bhi ho sakta hai. You can transmute. Whatever is disturbing, you are transmuting it. So this sentence is very important. Thus, you will not only protect yourself, but help the other person as well. While the student should at no time fear anything, it certainly is necessary to keep up the conscious guard until he has attained sufficient mastery to control his thoughts, feeling, and receptivity. So we all need to be very vigilant and guard ourselves until we have become thorough master. Once we are masters, nothing impacts you, you start impacting others. So we have finished 131 page and there are 2.5 pages left. It's 4:30, so we will end here. I hope you all enjoyed, and this was a very nice. Did you feel that this was something you learned something today?
Yes,
All of
Master.
you? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very contributive, I feel. And yes, it was very contributive. So we will end here.
Yes, Master.
So let's close our eyes, please. Om. Om. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Tao. Thank you, the Source. Thank you, Sir Godfrey Ray King, for writing and flowing this book, and all responsible for this book. Thank you, all ascended beings of love and light, for sending your radiation to us. Thank you, our I am selves. And thank you, all beings in embodiment and out of embodiment who have been with us in love and light, for your presence, for your blessings, for your radiation, for your inner guidance and inner strength. We cannot thank you enough. We cannot bow down enough. Countless bow downs, infinite thank you. Thank you, everyone. Love you, everyone. Bye bye. See you tomorrow at
you.